The pole blade of the bird. Strength, dex, and arcane. It's a halberd. Ooh. Once in the crumbling, burning church, Romina held the bird in speechless silence. That bird would become her blade. Cool. And then an incantation. Yep, 33 faith. Rotten butterflies. Summons myriad butterflies while performing a gentle twirl. They break apart on contact, scattering rot and setting off a chain reaction. The scarlet butterflies are as the goddess of rot's wings. Bereft of her master, they were soothed by Romina, who reached out to them. But I don't think we need any of that. I'm guessing she's not got an armor set we could buy. No. Makes sense. I mean, she probably wasn't wearing pants, because she was a hideous centipede creature. So, do we go back and explore more of Raw? Or do we go elsewhere? Because there's a bit of lower section here that we've not really touched, I feel. But am I that fussed about it to warrant going back there? Or do we want to go somewhere else on Cherry now? I mean, it seems as though Cherry hasn't yet dealt with the dancing lion at all, so that's something we could consider. I may have to defuse the situation though, because we've got Noob and Sammy engaged in a stare down, so I'll just go and wrangle some cats. Okay, I think we're maybe good. Noob's moved on a bit. Sniff Tracer's bum. He's coming back though. Behave yourself, you fat sausage. This is why you didn't get into the DLC playthrough. Right, where were we? We were going to go to Ballarat. We could go back to Shadowkeep and make our way to one of the various side entrances and exits. Maybe take on one of the new bosses out there, but there's a bunch of cats trying to deal with those bosses right now, and I'd like to give them the chance before Cherry just sweeps in and kills everything with Rocksling. I mean, it's kind of what she does, but still. Scorpion things. They're cool. No sense faffing around with them. We can just mow them down and get back the HP. Now, we have been up the Manfly way because we picked up the Shadow Tree fragments there, so maybe we come this way. Right, less of that bird. Come down here. Ouch. Bloody thing. Wait, was that dude? No, it's a dead guy. No free HP for me. No. Is it still quicker to just go via the Manfly route, rather than trying to deal with all those grave birds and then that big two-handed sword dude? Although, do we want to deal with him anyway? Because he is guarding a shadow pot. And we do like shadow pots. Yeah, come on. Let's see you around the corner, Grabs. Are you coming? Have you tried your ambush and failed? Yeah, good. Now, where's all your mates? And there's more of you. There we go. Excellent. So yeah, this is about as far as Cherry's been in Ballarat. Is that she picks up the Shadow Tree fragment and then continued on her way elsewhere. Did she pick up the talisman in here? She did. But what she didn't do is drop down. She may have also not bought haircut. And she doesn't really need to. Oh, Hey. Yeah, you're the worst. Take that. Yeah, we could go back through the water and fight a bunch of manflies, but I don't recall there being any exciting loot back there. I'm surprised we haven't found more sorcerers in this here DLC. Is that just because I've been unlucky and looked in the wrong places, or what? Or is it just that the bits of loot I've inevitably missed all happen to be sorcerers? Because that's possible, you know. Now, where is Old Swordman? There he is. So we could get Shadowpot out of the way. Now we could deal some damage to this knobhead before he gets too close and ruins our day. Like so. How about one of these? And a bit of that. Okay, you don't care. There we go. Got him in the end. Now, what did Shadowpot drop? Oh, a Spirit Ash. Okay, it was definitely worth killing him then. There's another Spirit Ash, perhaps. Now, that guy looks like a big one. So let's deal with him. Is that the second big one? It is. Ouch. Good, 2 of them. And then up this way is pretty much near the end, isn't it? Oh, there's a Curse Blade up here though, isn't there? And we hate those. With their whirly-twirlies. Yep. Ghostman's panicking and rolling. That's generally how I operate with these buggers. Now he's throwing things at us, which is just rude. Good. She does have the storing key, because there is something I wanted to do for science. So let's pop back to the private altar. Because it is the case that when you go into this boss fight, the old woman's prayer can be heard in the cutscene for our divine dancing beast. So, what happens if she's dead? Can she be killed, in fact? It seems not. I kind of thought so.
Judge thee all for thy deeds.
Huh. Oh, there we go. We did get her. Took a moment. But yeah. Is she dead?
Upon Mary's children, each curse of the omen shall strike thee down.
The curse of the omen.
In the form of the sacred beasts. I made a cartoon of.
Okay, so she's still alive. We can still talk to her, so I feel like she can't be killed. That's kind of interesting. I guess that saved them having to do the cutscene. Well, I was going to say it saves them having to do 2 versions of the cutscene, but all they'd have to do is do one with sound and one without sound. So, yeah, it's not exactly the biggest burden in the world. Right. Either way, let's go deal with this dancing lion, because we need him gone at some point. So, come on then, Chummer. Could have probably powered up On's Ons, Yosh a bit more as well, but I didn't. No. Is Glintblade going to be better on this guy? Just because he might be physically resistant? What with being a big stone bugger? Ow. Well, he can be staggered, that's cool. Go on, Ons. Get the job done. Ow. I called him Ons again. Sorry, Yosh. Ah well. We got the job done. That's the main thing. And we got his head that we don't really need. We'll take the runes though, for sure. There's another blessing, so we're up to 5 now for Yosh. And I think there might have been another Spirit Ash up here, even if we can't do much else up here at this point in time. I think this is where we can come back once we have burned the tree. Yeah, there's another Spirit Ash. Excellent. Now, do we have a Rune of Marika about our person? No, that's a shame. Because that would pretty much be enough to get another level. And I don't like having a sizable amount of runes but not having enough to get another level. You could argue that 80,000 isn't a sizable amount these days. But hey ho. Maybe we should go to the cathedral. Cherry is going to need, at some point, to lower the water, I think. Maybe she doesn't need to. Maybe that's entirely optional. But I'd like for everyone to lower the water in Shadowkeep. And until I know what the hell's going on with it, I'd probably like everyone to thingamajig as well. Do the cathedral and the finger ruin stuff. That could be somewhere where magic actually happens and where Cherry can get herself some new sorceries. So yeah, probably a wise idea to head in that direction. That one was kind of rough. Maybe I don't need 1 blue flask on Wes. Because with 1 more flask we might have won that fight. Yeah, I got stuck on him and couldn't do anything. Got off a cheeky charge attack there. Now, stop beating up my summon. Also stop beating up me. Also don't do that move, because I don't think I've seen that one before. And phase 2. Okay. Okay, we dodged that. Good. We dodged that. Nice. Yeah. Don't know what's going on there. Don't like it. Yeah, that was rough. That was a rough combo of moves he just used on us. But yeah, I do think I will reallocate my flasks. Especially now we're using Cerulean. We don't need flasks for both summoning our Spirit Ash and then doing moves. Okay, so how do we deal with the start phase 2? It's a similar deal to phase 1, but I got the timing wrong. And we've been gobbled. Oh no, we're still alive. Bloody hell. Now a safety flask is in order. Oh god, it's like a 4-5 serpent combo, which really eats through flasks. Yep. It's that lot again. Ah, come on. Come on, man. Ah. Yeah. Someone died too soon that time. It's tricky, but it's not impossible. Yeah, this attempt's not going to go well, I don't think. Although we dodged that nicely. Yeah. Yeah, stop hitting summon, please. Okay, you killed someone. And yeah, too busy dodging serpents there to actually see what he was doing. So we're getting there. But in the interest of not just dying to him over and over, let's try dying to something else instead. Let's try going in through the front door. And dealing with friend Hippo. Although we're also dealing with enemy frame rate by the look of it. Right, leave me be for a second. I need to heal. And now, big old boy with his big old things. Can we crit him? We didn't get the crit, but we did do good damage. Now, bit of heal. Would be nice. Bit of moon slash. Oh, piss off. We totally evaded that. Bit more moon slash. Yeah, we don't always need to do the follow-up to moon slash. Good. And that, I think, is a couple more Shadow Tree fragments. So that might be another level. Plus it's another actual level. So more strength. We're up to a nice round 69. And yes, we're up to Shadow Tree 12. Promising. This is going to help us defeat Messmer. But before we go back to him, let's make a bit of progress through the keep if we can. Hello, friends. That's a lot of axes. Can't believe we got such a good greatsword like 5 minutes into the DLC. Also, I can't believe I forgot about that guy, given how many times Cherry had to go through this section. Stop stamping. It's rude. Oh. Because we're out of a boss fight. Of course I forgot. We need to switch back to our cameo. And occasionally you just get free health for pressing R1, like so. Oh, there he goes. Now, is there another Black Knight out here? It's Black Knight and his mate, and last time we made the mistake of leaving the mate alive. This much I remember. So that's that problem solved. Now, did the Black Knight even come, or was he just like, what was that noise? Yeah, what a dumbass. Although, to be honest, didn't need to kill him because I could have just snuck over and grabbed this item anyway. And as I now recall, that item isn't worth it. So, heck with it. Now this wave was the smartest way, I believe. Yeah. Get some golden vow for our trouble. Which we could use against Mesmer, to be honest. And then this room's got some mook. Which way was progress then? Because there's two rooms, isn't there? One of them is progress, the other's probably just items. Yeah, this one is just items. Pretty good items, all told. Oh, and another Black Knight. Okay, I didn't realise there was a third one of you. Well. Not the worst thing in the world. And this is why we left alive these health pinatas. Now I feel like there might be another guy hiding behind here. But no, it's just a dead guy. And then this takes us up to the room with the two Black Knights in, I think. One of them has the bow. So can we just kind of sneak up to the bow guy? Yes. His mate hasn't even noticed yet. What a dumbass. Oh yeah, and we've drained the water. So that might be nice out here. Bit holy proof. There was a ladder, wasn't there? Okay, there's still some water out there. I kind of thought that we drained it all, but maybe we haven't. And, yep, come on, mooks. I got a lot of time for you little guys, because you're funny. Nice try, friendo. So cute. Excellent. Some guy jumping and twirling far more than he should be in that bull goat armour. But we'll let him off. Now, whereabouts was that ladder? Was it over here somewhere? Okay, you can have a hit. And I suppose you can have one too. I'm feeling generous. Any more of you little friends? There's the ladder. Okay, it's still pretty wet down here. But was the water higher beforehand? Maybe. Or maybe I'm just talking out my bum and I could always come down here. Let's see if there's anything of merit around. There's a tunnel to another ladder. Oh, it's a big one. Snake? Yeah. That was definitely a certified snake eater of a ladder. We've got a painting. Domain of Dragons. Well, we know where that is. And 2 messages in front of a suspiciously clear wall. No ice in ahead. That's a shame. Is there anything ahead? I mean, there's a slippery slope of sorts. Let's just make sure there's no other hidden walls up here. Nope, doesn't look like it. So down we go. Oh, it's not a slidey one. I thought it was going to be like a proper slidey thing, but there's a coffin. So this is going to plop off the edge. Is this the coffin that takes us to that purple place that was mentioned many moons ago? Well, wherever it is, we're here.